real quick. So remember that the 7x7 rule basically is encouraging you to keep your number of bullets short, or it's a guideline for your bullets, your number of bullets, and your number of words per bullet. So in this case, I have this up here, and then my notes I'm going to elaborate on them. So when the first bullet of the three adjectives comes in, I'm going to say something like, known for their strength, courage, and loyalty, the Akita breed originated in Japan where they are family protectors. So on each of these bullets, I'm not putting the word Akita because the title of it is all about Akita. So I don't need to put the word Akita in all of these bullets. But occasionally I mention it. I mention the Akita in my notes. So again, for the describing the look of the dog, I'm going to say the Akita is a large, strong dog with a curled over tail. They also have erect ears and shining eyes, which leads them to always look as if they are on alert. Then when I click and it talks about the breed group, I would say, as Nikita is always on alert and very loyal, they make great guard dogs. They are very smart, so they can be used as a therapy dog. Helen Keller brought the breed to the U.S. to be used as a sightseeing dog. Click. Right here, when my fun fact would come on screen. There's a book and a movie about a Nikita named Haichiko. The movie tells the true story of a dog, blah, blah, blah. So I would kind of talk a little bit about that. So in my notes, I'm elaborating on that, but I'm keeping my bullets relatively short. That keeps me from not having to do a read aloud. So I'm not reading everything that's up here. And it also keeps the number of words on my slide short. Down here, you're just going to talk briefly about those dogs. So I just said other types of working dogs include the Alaskan Malamute and the Bernese Mountain Dog. Both are big dogs. However, the Alaskan Malamute is much like the Akita, but is much more affectionate, but equally as loyal. It also has a curl tail. The Bernese Mountain Dog is unlike the others as they are more apt to please the owner and more laid back. So those are just a couple facts I got about the dogs by clicking on their link. All right, so work on your notes down here. Next, if you don't see the notes section, just like in Google Slides, you'd go to view and you would turn on notes. So this notes right here just works like a toggle. If when you, so you can expand this area, but if when you do that, your text is still really small, on your MacBooks, you press and hold Control and you slide your fingers on the pad towards you. In the room, it's the same way. You press and hold Control, and then on the mouse, you just kind of push it towards you or pull away. Push towards the computer to make it small. Drag your fingers towards you to make your text bigger. Don't go on your home screen and make it bigger. It doesn't change the size of your text. All right. Now we're going to work with animation. So we're going to add animation to our bullets here. So we're going to click on that, and that will select. So we're going to click here on the outside of the text box to just select the text box. We don't have to select the text, just the text box. Go to animations. We're going to tell these to fly in. The default typically is to come in by paragraph. So what that means is every time you have a first level bullet, that's when it's going to, when you click, that next section will come in. So it will come in basically by like sections of first level bullets. Not every single bullet will come in by itself. A quick way to change that, so if you see all ones here, a quick way to change that is it might be as one object, and you can just go down here to by paragraph. So again, if when you do that, you see all ones and your bullets are right, then just go here and say by paragraph. All right, now we want to mess with our animation here a little bit. So I'm going to go and turn on my animation pane by clicking on this button right here. All right. So I'm going to expand the content placeholder there. Okay, so the first number one where it says brief description, I go up here and when it says start, it says it's going to start on click. So when I click my mouse, that will come in. I'm going to click on my second number one. That one's going to come in with previous. So previous means the following day. Sorry, previous means the day before. So if today were Tuesday and I was talking about the previous day, it would be Monday. So that would be with the previous bullet. So all of these ones here after the first one say with previous. My first number two is going to say on click. And then these twos after it are with previous. So now I need to decide, how do I want things to come in? So I don't ever say brief description. I just start giving a brief description. So I actually want these first two number ones to stay the same. I'm talking here, my third bullet where it talks about the look of the dog is a new topic. So I want that to come in by itself. So I'm going to go up here and change that start to on click. Now my next bullet no longer talks about the look of the dog. It talks about its breed group. So I'm going to go up here and tell that to start on click. Now, if my dog is in the toy breed group, the reason that it's in that is due to its size. So I may want to group these two things together. All right, now I'm talking about a fun fact. So I'm going to click on this last bullet here in that first group and tell it to come in on click. All right, so then in my notes, I've already see here that other types of working dogs, I kind of like mention the two, and then I talk about the Alaskan Malamute, and then I talk about the Bernese Mountain Dog. So I'm going to have the come in separately. So I want other types of working dogs, and I'm going to choose on click with the Alaskan Malamute. So whatever your first dog is down here, in your other dogs in your dog breed group, go ahead and tell that to come in with previous, and then click on your second dog and tell that to come in on click. All right, so if I were to click in presentation mode, my slide comes in. Now, here I am talking about the Akita. Do we see it strange that these two dogs are on the screen, which are not Akitas? In your head, you should be saying, yes, Miss Cruz. So I need to fix that. But right now, all of my other animation looks great. So I'm going to go ahead and hit escape here. My first dog is my Alaskan Malamute. So I'm going to click on the picture of whatever is listed here as my first dog. And I'm going to go up here and tell it to fly in. All right. The problem is here, if I just tell this to come in with previous, it's going to come in with the Bernese Mountain Dog. That doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to click on my picture, and there's two ways I can move the order around. I can just click on it and drag it, or I could use these arrows to move it up and down a level. Okay. So now we want the picture of the first dog breed here down here to be right after its name. So Alaskan Malamute is the name of my dog breed. That's 6. The picture of the Alaskan Malamute is 7. So now when I click on this picture and tell it to come in with previous, those two come in together. Now I'll click on my Bernese Mountain Dog picture and tell it to fly in. And this number 8, the previous number is 7, which is where we're talking about, is the dog breed's name. Sorry. So I'm going to go up here with my start on click and tell it to come in with previous, so that those two now come in together. So again, if I go here and I click, now what I want to do up here is with this picture, I'm going to change its animation so that it comes in when I talk about the look of the dog. So I click. Great. Hopefully yours looks like that as well. Go ahead and test it. Okay, so now I'm going to click on the picture of my dog breed. I'm going to tell it to fly in. It's just simple for today. That's what we're going to do. And again, I said I wanted it to come in with the look of the dog, where I'm talking about the look of the dog. So I'm going to move this up until it's number 3. Or I can just drag it on this line and drop it on this line between 2 and 3. But I'm just going to use these arrows here this time and watch it move. Now it's my number 3, so I'm going to tell it to come in with previous. Oh, poo. Oh no, that's right. Okay, great. If you notice when I show my slide, my presentation view, you see a slide transition come in. Go ahead and apply a slide transition to all of your slides, and they work just like in Google Slides. There's other options in the galleries, like it just kind of mixes. The only two I don't allow you to choose is airplane or origami, because we're not talking about planes or like origami. So it's just a huge distraction otherwise. Just so you know, if you choose one of these, like if I choose blinds, over here in effect options, I can make my blinds vertical or horizontal. It's like that with like shred or page curl or peel off, so you can kind of play with it as well over here in effect options. And then after you choose that, just tell it to apply to all.